Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Just checking in with you. What I want to talk about today are more of the same, the visa delay situation. This is getting completely ridiculous and out of control. All the visas seem stuck now. All the consulates are backed up. It seems to be going on and on. I would have hoped that by June of 2021, which is where we are now, there would be some relief, some movement, but I don't see it yet. And it is incredibly, incredibly frustrating. I just did a webinar. It was very interesting. We had a lot of great questions. And after the webinar, now that it's over, I wanted to hop on and see what I could do to answer any questions that you might have about the visa delay situation. We're getting news that consulates around the world are still delayed and are still closed up, and it's incredibly frustrating. And you know, we're still fighting these delays all the time. We go into court, we file lawsuits to help people. We got 2 delayed cases approved today, and we got a very important delay case approved on Monday. And these cases, each of these approvals is a way of, it really inspires me, because you look at it and you think, wow, anyone can get a delayed visa approved. Anyone can. You can do it. You can do it through a lawsuit, or you can do it by challenging the delay and by fighting back. And that's what's really, really important to know. There's a lot of immigration news going on right now, and I'm making a bunch of new videos. One of them is about temporary protective status. I don't know if you've heard much about this. Temporary protective status is a way for people from certain countries, Venezuela and Haiti are 2 that come to mind, to register and be allowed to live in the United States and get work permits and get some form of legal immigration status and protection from deportation. We're doing a lot of TPS cases, temporary protective status, and I'm a big fan of the program. So if you're from Haiti or Venezuela, or you know someone who is from Haiti or Venezuela, the time to consider doing TPS is right now. Let me know what questions that you have. I'm here for you. I'm ready to answer any question that you have. Well, I don't know if I can answer any question, but I can certainly try. So, hey, we have Yaha Nasiri, Donette Blackwood, Sohab, so many good people out there. Thank you for tuning in. Donette, I'm going to take your question first. First, I'm going to get a little caffeine going. Hader, welcome. Hader. So Danette, you said, my question is, my visa was canceled in 2016, and I was told to go back to the embassy in 5 years' time. Do you think that I will get it back? Well, I certainly hope you get your visa back. And I don't know why your visa was canceled. I don't know what type of visa you're applying for. I don't know what the issues are. And maybe this public forum here is not the best place to discuss all these issues. You can book a call with me or my team, and we can try to help you out. But I certainly hope you can get your visa back, and I would love to find a way to help you do that. So one of our friends on Facebook, Sahab Shakir, has a great question. What about cases that were done with interviews and refused under a proclamation? What's the point of them being delayed? There is no point. There's no point to these delays. The delays are absurd. If you were delayed because of the proclamation, there's no reason at all that you couldn't be approved right now. Let me tell you a story about a client of mine. His name is Armando. He applied for a employment-based green card, an EB3 green card, and his visa was refused because of the proclamation. He wasn't allowed to get the visa, but he already had an interview. So we filed a lawsuit to challenge the proclamation. Well, the proclamation is gone. He just got his visa approved yesterday. So that is great news. Here we have Yaya. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name, but thank you for tuning in, and I want to answer your question. How many DV lottery visas will be given in 2022? They always give out 55,000. That's the correct answer. Send me your number. My number is right here above my head, but I'll put it here anyway. That's the number for our office. Give us a call. So, question: What is there good to know about Biden's new plans to expand legal immigration? So let me say a few things. I haven't made too many videos about the proposed immigration changes because there are so many of them, but I'll give you my general opinion. The last time immigration laws were changed was in 1996. And in order for immigration laws to be changed, you would need at least 60 votes under the filibuster now, 60 votes in the Senate. And we don't have 60 votes for immigration reform. So maybe the immigration laws, or maybe the filibuster will be removed in the Senate. But basically, I'm not very optimistic that there'll be fundamental changes in the immigration laws. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it. I think what Biden can do is use his presidential authority, his considerable authority as president, to change the processing of visas and the way things work with immigration. You see that he's given TPS to Venezuelans and to also to Haitians, and that's an example of this. So, any idea if Toronto is processing E2 visas? I believe E2 visas are processed in Montreal. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw last time. Here we have Armando's Meticulous Auto Detailing LLC, aka Rocky. Hey Josh, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Ricky, your weekend. Hey Ricky, thanks for giving me a shout out. I hope you're doing great too, buddy. O'Neill, NVC, finish your education, send to the embassy. How long does it take the embassy to send your letter? I don't know, it depends. Depends on a lot of factors. We have Razia Sultana. Thank you so much for tuning in, one of our friends on YouTube. My visa interview email got in January 2020, but COVID stopped all immigration. Last March 2021, I got another email, but Corona lockdown spoiled my case. How much time will it take to get your visa? Well, I don't know. I hope you get your interview very soon. And if your case has been delayed, this is the sort of thing where we can go in and help you out by filing a lawsuit. I got an email in which they said to wait 120 days. Let me say a few words about that. I got to get more caffeine, so I'm animated. A lot of times people will get emails or messages, and they'll say your case will be processed in 120 days, or your case will be processed in 90 days, or wait 180 days, or whatever. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're not waiting that long. So I don't think you should wait. I have a really good question from Ahmed. He says, I'm an asylum seeker. My case is I-730 since 2018, November. My wife, she don't have any interview in Nairobi. The I-730 is my absolute favorite case to work on. It's my favorite case. We have gotten amazing results for people who have delayed I-730s. If you filed an I-730 and your case is delayed, I would love to talk to you. I would love to help you with your case. And there's a few reasons for why I like working on these cases. First of all, my heart goes out to anyone who's an asylee. You've escaped from your home country because of fear of persecution, because of your race, your religion, your ethnic background, your political opinion. My heart goes out to you. And second, not only that, but you've been separated from your family. and you have the legal right as an asylee to petition for your family members and bring them together with you. And we've helped bring children to the U.S. and husbands and wives, and we would love to help you. There's no reason in the world that since 2018 your wife hasn't even been interviewed yet. I would be delighted to hear from you and to help you out. I'm going to put my email in here. This is one way to reach me. And that's a great way to reach out. But yeah, you need help, and I'd love to help you. That's me. Email me. Let's get this case going. Let's help you out. I-730s are something that shouldn't take that long. We have Pradyamesh. Can I apply for a DV lottery while on F1 in the US? Yes, you can. The DV lottery comes out, I believe, in October or maybe November, end of the year. But yeah, you can do it. Sahab, Josh, do you think the embassies have a limited amount of visas per year that they can issue? So in order to meet that number, they delay or refuse visas? No, I don't believe that. I don't know why visas are delayed. I mean, I think part of it is Trump, or was Trump. Part of it is COVID. But, you know, COVID is receding. We have vaccines now. At least most people in the US who want to get the vaccine have already have access to it. I'm sure that all the consular staff and officials have either gotten the vaccine or have had access to the vaccine by now. And secondly, Trump is no longer around. And I mean, he hasn't been president since early January. So really, there's no explanation for what's going on. Ahmed, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. Email me. Okay, Audrey, can my fiance go ahead and come here? His K-1 was approved on May 18th. He's coming from Greece. Can we go ahead and book his flight? Well, first of all, congratulations. Thank you for tuning in, Audrey. Congratulations on getting engaged to get married. Congratulations on getting an approved K-1 visa. The question that I think, the answer to your question is whether he can go ahead and book his flight here. I think you have to look at the COVID restrictions on travel. And if you're allowed to come in from Greece, then fine. But I think you may need to go through a third country. A lot of my clients will go to Mexico and spend 14 days in Mexico. And on the 15th or 16th day, they book a flight to the US. But I think that's my only concern. Okay. Sonia, please suggest what to do. You've said it's ridiculous to wait 120 days. I think you should contact my office and meet with a member of our team to see whether you have a case that we could qualifies for representation and to see if we could help you out. Okay, here's our friend on YouTube. Could you still get a DV lottery visa if your case number is over 40,000? Well, specifically, I don't know, but let me give you a few insights into this question. What you want to do is you want to know that you have, there are more, they select a lot of people for the lottery, more people than will win, okay? And whether just because you're selected doesn't mean you're going to get your green card through the DV lottery. You still have to go through in the entire application process before October 1st of the fiscal year that you're in. So it depends on your number, and you need to look out for that. So I don't know where you stand in the queue, but what I would do is I would definitely check back in and consult specifically with the lawyer, me or another lawyer, to figure out where that's at. She's going to call Ricky. That's good to know. What other questions do you have about consulates or visa delay? There's another thing I want to talk to you about in this video, some very useful information that came to me from another case. As part of the visa application process, you often have to go to a medical exam. You guys know what I'm talking about? You go see a civil surgeon that's on the list of official doctors that the consulate has. And there they give you the required medical examination. Well, there's one thing that I want to mention to you. There's one thing that trips people up. In this interview, you should never admit to having used marijuana. Marijuana is legal in many countries for recreational purposes, and it's legal in many US states for this purpose. But it's very much illegal under federal law, and it has harsh immigration consequences. And USCIS and State Department treat marijuana use very, very seriously. So if you're ever asked in a medical exam about marijuana use, first of all, you should be truthful in your answer to any questions, but you should never volunteer that you've ever even used marijuana once or casually. You could say it. I don't know what you should say. You should tell the truth, but you don't have to volunteer that information. You could plead the fifth. You could say anything, but don't admit to having used marijuana. A lot of times people in those medical exams, you know, they think there's some confidentiality with the doctor, and they start talking and they're like, oh yeah, I was at a party many years ago and I tried marijuana and I didn't like it and I didn't inhale, and you know, that's it. And then they find their case has gone sideways because of that. So I think you want to watch out for admitting to marijuana use in a medical exam. You also want to be careful about talking about any history of mental illness. Think of the doctor in the medical exam as another officer for the consulate. And they're going to use that interview to trip you up. So be very careful with that. Be very careful in that medical exam. The medical exam is required for people going for the DV lottery. The medical exam is required for people that are going for their marriage-based green cards, for their K-1 visas, and other things like that. But be very careful in that medical exam about what you say. The doctor is not there for your medical care or your medical attention. There's no confidentiality. The doctor is not your friend. Not that doctor. No way, no how. What other questions do you have? I'm out there for you. I'm here. It's a Friday. It's a beautiful Friday here in Los Angeles. The week is winding down. I'm going to spend the weekend hanging out with my family and my children and preparing for next week, which is going to be kind of a brutal work week for me. What other questions do you have? I don't know the answer to every question, but when it comes to immigration, I usually have some feel for what's going on, or I can point you in the right direction. I just had a client contact me and ask me about what to do if his social media accounts were hacked. I have no idea what to do about that. I don't know the best recipe for a gluten-free blueberry muffin. I don't know that, but I definitely can answer questions that you have about citizenship, green cards, work permits, affidavits of support, health insurance, medical exams, vis-a-vis immigration. Let me know what's on your mind. I'm here for you on a Friday. That's right. That's right. I'm here for you. I made my first YouTube story, or whatever it's called, and I put that up on my YouTube channel. We got a bunch of new videos coming out, and on a bunch of different immigration topics. I have a whole bunch of videos coming out about how to prepare for immigration interviews. I think that would be very interesting content for people. And you know, what documents you need to bring to an interview, what questions are going to be asked. I have a lot of insight into this, and I'm going to share it with you through a bunch of videos. So please tune in and subscribe and look to the YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing them all there with you. And I think that would be very interesting information. Let's see. Here we have Sahab. Here we have Tache. How can I call you? Look right above my giant forehead, and you will see my phone number. But I'll put it here again. 213-262-2000. That's my number. Here we have Mazen Kanzo. Hope you're well. Okay, Sahab, another question. 2 for the price of 1, 0. At my interview, I was asked about my petitioner's domicile and income tax papers, but nowhere on the website did it say to bring those, and I got refused under 221G. Is it fair? They have a list of documents to bring, but domicile and income tax papers were never mentioned. I don't know if it's fair or not. I can see why you would think it's not fair, okay? I can see why you would think that's not fair. But let me suggest, my friend, let me suggest to you a shift in mindset. Instead of thinking about this as unfair, which it might be, instead of thinking, well, why did they ask me about that? They didn't even tell me to bring that. You got to just do what they want you to do. In order to get your visa approved, you have to show that the petitioner is domiciled in the United States, that the petitioner lives in the United States. Driver's license, voter registration records, insurance records, auto insurance, renter's insurance, medical insurance, proof of employment. All these things can show that the petitioner, that probably is your wife or your, I'm guessing it's your wife or maybe your fiance, that this person lives in the United States. If you want to get approved, you've got to give them what they want. If they say they want proof of domicile and income tax papers, then that's what you need to do. I don't know whether it's fair or not. A lot of things are unfair. All you want to do is get your visa. That's all you want. You just want the visa. So I would say focusing not on the fairness of the request, but focusing on responding to the request is the best use of your time and energy. I don't mean to be harsh. I have full empathy for what you're going through, but that's what you should do. Get them what they want, okay? I hope that helps. Mazon says, you guys started a writ of mandamus for my son, and all the guys in your office were nice and helpful. That's fantastic. I think you talked to Kapinda. He's great, and I'm really hoping we can get a great result for you and bring him here right away. And I want to thank you for entrusting me with your case. I take the responsibility really seriously, and I appreciate that. Call us now. Absolutely. All right. We have here another friend of ours on YouTube. We have Katako69. A friend did not get a UScis letter, and she entered a request for replacement more than a month and no response yet. What should you do? She do? Her case is adjustment of status petitioned by her son. Well, I think the letter you're talking about is a receipt notice. And sometimes it takes more than a month to get the receipt notice. But at some point, maybe you could ask the person who filed for proof that the application was delivered. And if it wasn't delivered, then the question is, what can you do about that? Look at the checks, see if they cashed the check. Those are some ideas that I have. Dennis, our friend on YouTube, says, I filed an I-129F on October 28th, 2018. It is at the embassy. I'm trying to get an expedited interview for medical reasons. It is escalated to the post, but I haven't heard back. Thank you for your question. Thank you for spending some time on this live broadcast, and thank you for the question. I'm not sure what the question is, but the thing you have to understand about these expedite requests is they're rarely granted. Let me tell you a story. I have a friend / client. Actually, he's not really a client. He consulted with me and then didn't hire me. It's a long story. But anyway, he recently was diagnosed with cancer, and he filed an expedite request for his marriage-based green card. And the basis of his expedite request was that he had cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer. He's being treated for cancer. His expedite request was denied. Even though he had cancer, they denied it. So they're very reluctant to grant the expedite requests, and it's very unfair. And I think you just have to accept that. It's hard to get those expedite requests granted. Dennis, I hope you get it. Let's take another question. Beat the trends. We filed a lawsuit for my K-1 visa because we got stuck at the NVC, and now we're waiting for updates. Any updates on the U.S. Embassy in Manila? They are processing visas, but it's slow. And I'm a big fan of. I have a connection to the Philippines. My wife is Filipina, so I really hope things work out for you. Thank you so much, brother. We're going to do our best for you. I really appreciate it. Makes me thrilled. I saw that earlier today and I was thrilled. What other questions do you have here? Let me try this one. Namen Shahzad. Hey, Josh, how long does it take an embassy to review your second medical? It's going on 3 months, and AP for over a year. I don't know exactly what's going on in your case, but I would consider a lawsuit to challenge the delay. That's what I would do. I would consider a lawsuit, because sometimes when you have another medical and they give you another one, things go off track and it just takes forever and ever and ever. You may need to do a lawsuit. Give us a call. We'd love to help you out. Facebook user, hi, hello, my friend, hello. Says here, sorry, a follow-up question. The letter not received on the mail is probably a request for additional info. She got the receipt letter already. Not sure. Mady, hey Josh, I have a question. I'm a Moroccan citizen engaged with a US citizen. Congratulations, we're both gay. Fantastic, happy Pride Month to you. We have applied for an I-129F for K-1, and we do have an age gap. How problematic would that be for the embassy? Well, age gaps are problematic. In order to get a K-1 visa approved or a marriage-based visa approved, you have to show that the underlying relationship is genuine. And when there's an age gap, often the consulate gets very skeptical of the relationship. But nevertheless, I wish you well and hope that it gets approved. My office is very LGBTQ friendly, and we love helping same-sex couples get reunited and help them through the marriage and fiancé visa process. So I'm with you. I hope things go well, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help. But that's a great question. What else is on your mind, people? Anything else? Some great questions. My friend is under deportation. How can you help? Well, I think the question is, what's going on with your friend? Does your friend have a hearing in immigration court? Did your friend, has your friend already gotten an order of deportation or an order of removal? Or, where's your friend at in the process? We need to talk to that person, find out what's going on, see what we can do to help them out. That's what we do. Nazir, our friend on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. I'm waiting for my interview. Do you know when it's going to be? Please let me know. I hope your interview is very soon, but I don't know when your interview will be. It's very case specific. That's a good question, though. That is just about all the time I have for today. Thank you so much, people. Have a fantastic weekend, and keep optimistic, keep fighting. Take care.